Hey everybody, how are you? Hope you're having a good day. So I wanted to sit down and react to at least part of Chantal's live that she did last night on Kick. So what did you miss in the live? Well, not much at all. She went to the mall and she got some food, and then she came home and she got some more food. She ate some Chinese delivery takeout situation, and then she started talking about, oh, I'm going to get healthy. I got to get healthy for my trip, blah, 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 blah. So I've got some comments to the things that she's saying because I am getting about sick of her doing this. It's an old conversation that goes nowhere. But I wanted to have a conversation also about karma. Let's talk about karma. Chantal swears that she has good karma. What exactly is karma, Chantal? Karma is simply the energy that you send out into the universe. Like you cultivate energy in the things you do and the things you say and the way you treat people, the way you treat yourself. So, what is your karma? Your karma is composed of harmful things, isn't it? The way you treat people, the way you treat animals, the way you treated your family, the way you treated your friends, the way you treated men in your life. But karma at its core is basically about choices. It's composed up of choices that you actively make. And you keep making bad choices. So when you make a choice, whether it's good or bad or in between, there are consequences for said choices. So your karma is actually you dealing with the choices that you have made, the consequences of those choices. And you like to try to skirt around the consequences of your choices. But if there's one thing that you can't run away from, it's the choices that you make regarding your own body. When you make a bad choice regarding your body, the consequences always show up. And we've been watching the consequences play out. The fact that you're gaining weight rapidly, your health is getting worse, your mobility is getting worse, your breathing is getting worse. You can't walk from one side of one room to the other side without being out of breath. Consequences that came from choices. And you still keep making bad choices. You make a choice to pick up your phone, order takeout, get delivery versus eating healthy food. You make another choice to do the kind of content that you do off of YouTube, and that content more than likely involves food, which leads to what? The consequences of feeling sick. Like you are literally making yourself sick. And I don't know how much longer your body has. It's getting worse by the day. Your birthday is coming up at the end of March. Is that correct? I believe it is. And you want to take a trip on your birthday. But girl, you can gain a lot of weight within 30 days, 30 to 45 days. Also, another interesting element, y'all. So she talks about a trip that she's going to be allegedly taking with Salah, right? Well, in a couple of days, Ramadan starts. And I don't know if Salah celebrates Ramadan. I'm sure that he spends time with family and or friends. So I feel that right now, Chantal doesn't have much contact with Salah. He barely talks to her. But in a couple of days, he's really not going to be able to speak with her because of the start of Ramadan. So already, she is doing the comfort eating. She's having a lot of B moments, just going wild with the fast food. Do I believe that they are going to go on a trip? Not really. Because if they were, she wouldn't be acting the way that she's acting. I mean, she's really acting up. She's going wild with the food. She's getting on camera, openly passing gas. I mean, just acting outrageously. So, why would she do this unless her and Salah aren't talking? Unless there is no trip? I don't think there is a trip. I think she just needed something to talk about. But if Salah is barely speaking to her, and then Ramadan's going to start in a couple of days, and then he really can't talk to her. What does that mean? That means her behaviors are only going to get worse and amp up. So y'all strap in. The out of control eating is just going to get even worse than what we've already seen it. She might act out. She might lash out. Like the more she can't talk to Salah, the more she's going to get triggered, the more she's going to eat. So just a word of warning that it's just going to get worse from here. But I'm going to save my thoughts for her video because she was eating a bunch of Chinese takeout. I believe it was General So that she was eating tonight. A lot of noodles. She wolfed it down in record time. And then she starts making excuses about her problem with food. And this is where Spicy Rose is going to come out. But before that happens, we have got some Twitter peeps to go over. So how about we just dive into it? This is going to be one of my shorter reacts because the live goes on for a while, but I am just focused on like the back half. So we got Twitter peeps and we got that. And then I hope you guys enjoy. So how about we just dive into it? It's time for the Twitter peeps. All right, it's time for the Twitter peeps, and I am all set and ready to go. Yes, I am. I've been looking on Twitter for interesting stuff for y'all. So for those of you that are on Twitter that you want to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. And for those of you not on Twitter, that's why I do the peeps. So you guys can keep up with all the stuff without actually having to go on the Bird app. So Two-Tailed Caperer says, guys, help. I can't choose which one I want to buy. A month's supply of food or a 1-minute video from the world's second largest blank animal blanker. Fondue Spiteful Beach says, Foodie Beauty, $250. Who in the F do you think you are? So on Chantal's Cameo, she's charging $250 for a quote unquote business video. Yeah, we see you. I know what kind of business you're filming that for. That's your Foodie business. Is that the starting price for your Foodie videos, Chantal? Does that include the price of food or is that excluding the price of food? Because in the past, you have said that when you do content like that, that the person in question who wants said video, they have to pay for the food as well as the cost of the video. So is the $250, is that including the price of the fast food meal or is that a separate charge? I wonder. So that's the price, I guess, for her videos, $250 a pop. I don't know how many she's selling, but that's a lot of money. Ron says, y'all, I'm getting another degree. And one of my instructors just said, you do not want to have heart disease and diabetes together. That is a duet of blank. Well, I'm not a nurse. I'm not a medical professional, but I would imagine that those two together are just not good. Heart disease and diabetes together. Well, she's got both. She's got problems with her heart, and she certainly has diabetes. And that's not even including the high blood pressure, the high blood sugar, the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, the severely enlarged liver, the problems with her kidneys. Every single one of her major organs is in trouble. She's had blood clots in her lungs. She's had problems with her breathing. Don't know what's going on with her lungs, but every single major vital organ is messed up. And yet she's not taking care of any of them. Again, it leads back to a choice that she's making. So that she knows that she's in bad health and she's not taking care of her health. And like I said, if there's one thing you cannot escape, it's the choices that you make regarding your own body and your own health. If you make bad choices, they will catch up with you. And she's made bad choices for years. So she's going to do what she wants to do. 500 Kids and No Money says, Foodie Beauty says she needs a mobility scooter because of her health. But we're supposed to believe she's just standing in a shower for 15 minutes like it's no big deal. If you need wheels to grocery shop, You'll need a shower chair too. So here's a comment from somebody. Dumb and Dumber says, I do not believe she showers. If she did, she would have gotten a shower chair. She can't even wash a dish without a chair, but she showers without one. Well, years ago, Chantal did tell us that when she goes in the shower, it's for like 2 minutes, and she hasn't washed herself below the waist for many, many years. She just lets the water drip on her. There's no use of soap or shower gel. It's just let the water run on you, and that's as good as it needs to get. But you're right. Like, it would do her well to get a shower chair, but no shower chair. When she showed us the bathroom, I didn't see a chair in the shower. So how could she bathe herself without one? Inquiring minds want to know. Now, this is stunning. From Massimo. Every year from April to August and from November to January, Baja California is the home to the largest and most spectacular mass migration of mobula rays. This clip captures the magic of this underwater flight. Can you imagine being in the water and seeing all these beautiful rays just swim by you? It would just take your breath away. See them all just effortlessly glide through the water, right past you, looking so peaceful. Fantastic. And Annie Pooh says, someone call it Ghostbusters. Holy crap. So let's see if we see a resemblance here. There's Foodie. And then there's this. So what do y'all think? Do we see a resemblance? I see a resemblance here. I can absolutely see it. And here's another resemblance, courtesy of Bad Seed. Foodie Beauty, Chantal has officially reached Weebler established. Oh no. She weebles and she wobbles, but she doesn't fall down. Oh my God. There's a lot of lookalikes for Foodie in the world. Sure are. She weebles and she wobbles, but she doesn't fall down. Murder She Throats says, so she's doing B moments in public now. Yep. And paid for too. Somebody paid for this content. Somebody paid for the food. That's why she did it. Don't know why she couldn't do this at home, but they wanted it in the food court. Yep. Paid for content. Fat Kid Cool says, sweet relish, straight from the bottle. Repulsive doesn't even begin to cover it. Yep. There she goes. And lately she's got into this kick of drinking sauces and stuff straight from the bottle and salad dressing. Somebody's asking for this stuff and somebody's paying for this stuff. And I know all of this stuff is nauseating, guys, but there's a reason why I'm showing it before we get into her live stream. There's an absolute reason why I'm doing this, and not to make y'all sick. I'm not Goose Chuck. I'm not sadistic like that, I swear. You know, this is context. Because in the live that Foodie does, after she gets through eating her Chinese meal, she talks about, I got to get healthy, blah, blah, blah. So I just want to show you guys some examples of her not being healthy. The choices that she's making, it matters. It matters when you make a bad choice for your health. You make too many, and then your health is going to suffer. And look at her just drinking these sauces. Okay. Oh, we got to show something nice. Fabi says the baby doggy on his first day of work is a herding dog and receiving help and understanding from the sheep. Oh, look at the baby. They're just treating him like a little lamb. They're like, come on, we'll help you. When you get bigger and stronger and older, you will protect us. But for right now, we're protecting you. This is the sheepdog in training. That dog is going to grow up into a fine lad and protect the sheep. But for now, they're protecting him and, you know, treating him like family. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. What else we got here? Fondue Spiteful Beach says, Foodie Beauty, and now that the blank got her hit, she will get clean tomorrow, agreeing with every healthy suggestion. When reality hits tomorrow, she will rage at the people who she's agreeing with tonight. Yeah, the flip-flopping. One minute she wants to get healthy and she talks about her health, and the next minute, everybody shut up, I'll do what I want. And this is where I got a problem with Foodie. See, there are other YouTubers that really haven't gotten in trouble with YouTube because they have their channels and they do straight food eating content, like Hungry Fat Chick. She doesn't talk about her health issues. She doesn't talk about her eating problems. She just says, hey, like I'm here to eat food and that's it and that's all. Foodie got canceled because she just wouldn't stop talking about her health and her problems with food. And she mixed that with the mukbang content. And now she's on Kick doing the same thing, doing the food content, but also talking about her problems with food. And it keeps people confused because she's giving the impression to some people in her audience that she cares about her health and woe is me. At the same time, she's looking for enablers and funders to her bad habit and people that will buy her content on Cameo or wherever else. That you can't play both sides of the field. You got to pick a side. You can't sit there and say, I care about my health and I'm going to be eating clean tomorrow, when we're all aware of the fact, Chantal, that you live basically right next to a food court and the dispensary, that you've got your phone, you can get delivery anytime you want. You're doing content for the feedies. And right now on the live that you're currently doing, you're talking about cleaning out your cabinets and going on a trip. Girl, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you clean out your cabinets. How does that matter when you've got a phone and you can order takeout? You could clean out your cabinets and then buy food the next day. How does it matter when you've got feedies that'll throw money in your face to eat the fast food? Cleaning out your cabinets means nothing because you can easily go to a Walmart or a dollar store or wherever and stock up on stuff. Cleaning out the cabinets is nothing when you got access to the stuff that you want so badly. Tat Von B says the beast is out of her mind. Obviously, Poopy isn't talking to her because she's farting like her holes are going to explode. That hole must be loose AF. You can hear it. Spreading snot, cellulitis drippings, poop particles all over that shopping mall. And if there's a breakout of an unknown disease in Canada, know this beach is patient zero. By the way, thanks for confirming you are single. Foodie Beauty, no woman who has a man would ever say, if I'm going to be single forever. To me, this is 100% confirmation. She is single. Well, didn't they divorce before she left? Wasn't that what the paperwork was all about? She is single. But even if she didn't say that she's single, obviously he's not in the picture and he's not going to be in the picture, because if he were, she'd be behaving herself. The fact that she's going ham with the food and she's farting like that tells me that he's not around at all. He's not going to be around. But let's watch the clip.
Ready, set.
And y'all tell me, if Salah were in the picture, would she be doing stuff like this? I don't think she would. I don't think she'd be like lifting her leg up and blowing one out of her butt. She's doing this because he's not around. And I don't know if she's doing this to get his attention, like she's acting like a bratty child to try to get his attention, but it's disgusting. I know you're trying to get his attention, Chantal, but this ain't it.
I'm so sorry. That was so bad. I'm going to be single forever.
But I thought you were married. So why are you saying that you're single? You told us that, oh, we're still technically married. No, you're technically single. You are. You're technically single. You are. Ron says the boils popped and drained during the live last night. Why she ended so quickly. So here's a clip from last night's live. Not quite sure what this is all about. I didn't see this part. Let's watch.
They're like examined and everything. And then he basically gave me a few options. And he seemed to agree with me. I don't know if he just wanted to get rid of me, but he said it was really nice and said that it was a good decision to come because when you're diabetic, infection can spread, right? And my blood levels were showing that my lactate was high. Some other things were high, indicating infection. Now he said, I'll send you home with some antibiotics and just put warm compress. So he's like, but I don't feel any fluid. There's a hole from the last time it drained, and I don't feel any fluid. I don't think there's fluid.
You know, I have to wonder if the boil is a lie. Rule number one, Chantal lies. How do we know she even has a boil? From everything I've seen, she's not in pain. She's not wincing. She likes to tell these stories about being in pain, but I haven't seen any evidence of it. Not that I want to see the boil. Don't mistake me. I don't want to see it. I don't need that much proof, but I don't see her in any kind of physical pain or discomfort, which makes me feel like she's lying. I wonder if there are people in our audience that have some sort of Foodie medical fetish because she insists on talking about nasty medical things.
I think it's cellulitis. I get home and on stream, I don't know if you guys remember.
And you know what? That's funny. You got a doctor in front of you saying, I think it's cellulitis. He's a doctor. Shouldn't he know whether it's cellulitis or not? It's a boil or not? See, something about this sounds sketchy. Doctors don't do guesses, okay?
When I ended my stream abruptly, I did that because there was it busted, like it started leaking. I felt it all running down my leg.
Why do we need to know this? We don't need to know.
And I was like, not again. Oh my God. So I was just like, you know, like
like we really don't need to hear these details, do we? Her beezers don't need to hear this. Girl world does not need to hear this. No one else needs to know. This sounds like very private stuff because there's not a single thing that any of us can do about any of her medical ailments. But yet she insists on telling people, even though no one can do anything about it except her.
Go ahead. That's okay. Kids will be kids.
So your boil, whatever it was, busted last night. And yet also last night, you got Chinese takeout. Ate a whole bunch of it. Wolfed it down in just a few bites. Again, choices, Chantal. Your health is bad. Your body is fighting back. And your answer is, let's pile on more fast food. Let's just go for it. Hey, your body, your choice. You're making all these bad choices, which leads to bad consequences. If you want to do that, you can. But again, don't expect everybody else to care.
Thank you. Yeah. So I didn't want to tell you guys because you judged me on my boil. But anyways, I guess it was one. It's not. It's like an infection, but
Okay, I'm done hearing about her boil. Can I just say I'm sick and tired of this boil talk? She spent an entire life talking about her boil and it's still not over. Girl, shut up. It's because you don't bathe and you don't take care of yourself that you got the boil in the first place. Okay? That's why you got it. That's why you got it. So that's it for the Twitter peeps. It didn't take us too terribly long. Now we're going into the live. And again, I'm not reacting to all of this, okay? Y'all want to know what you missed? Here, I'll do like the little preview windows because look. Do you see what's going on here? Remember what I said about choices. So there she is eating Chinese takeout, a whole big batch of it. Huge. I've got a boil. I've got all these health issues. And I'm going to go wild with the food. Absolutely wild. This is what she was doing for V-Day. when I was doing my retro react, y'all were telling me when I was live, yeah, she's live. And I kind of figured what would be happening in the live, and that's why I didn't switch over. I had a feeling that last night, because she would be alone, that she'd be having a massive B moment, and she was. And I didn't feel like looking at it. I didn't think y'all would want to be looking at it. I didn't want to see it. So I avoided it, and I made the right call, didn't I? Because look at her eating that fast food. Like, look, right here. This is what was going on. This is what she was eating. Okay, foodie. But we're starting from 1 hour, 35 minutes. We're cutting it down by a lot. A lot. I'm focusing on what I want to focus on, what I want to talk about. And I hope that's okay, y'all, because I'm going to go off on this beach. I'm sick of her excuses. I'm sick of the lies. I'm sick of her telling people, I'll care about my health tomorrow. Shut up. You can't help yourself. You need professional help. But since you're not going to get professional help, you're going to stay sick. And the enablers and the funders and the feedies, they're going to keep you sick. But you do you, foodie. So we're starting from here. Let's go forward.
I used to watch it.
And apologies for the brief eating noises, but it's the conversation I'm looking for. I try to cut out a lot of this footage where she's eating the majority of the Chinese food, but I'm here for the conversation. So the eating noises won't last that long.
At the beginning, Lolcow Live only, before they had all these shows. There was a really fun stream where they all went to haunted houses on Halloween. But just like sitting and watching people talk, like that's boring.
I'm laughing because she's saying sitting around and watching people talk is boring. And what exactly is it that you do? Ma'am, you lay on your couch and talk about nothing and eat. And you don't think that's boring? It's very boring, I assure you. See, here's what you don't understand. You're a food addict, and your obsession is food. Has been for years. It's such an obsession. You want to eat food. You want to talk about food, even when you're not eating food. Food, 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 food. You want to talk about food all day long because it fascinates you. It is your obsession. It is your addiction. You're just so enthralled with it. And here's what you're missing. You are forgetting the fact that people in your own audience, they are not extreme food addicts. They are not as enthralled with food as you are. They're not wrapped around food like you are, foodie. And that's why they find it boring, and that's why they complain. Because your obsession is not their obsession. When they tell you this is boring, you get mad, you get defensive because you're so wrapped around the food you can't see straight. All you want to do is talk about food and fixate on food and find people that will feed you more and more and more and more and more. And it's just like, your addiction is not everybody else's addiction. Some people in the audience are just normal people that treat food as fuel, as just a normal meal, not as something you do all the time. Okay? But you get on camera and you're boring. So the irony of you calling LCU boring when you're equally, if not worse than boring. You're boring and triggering.
I don't know how you guys watch me. Hey, Reptar. What, Prunella?
By the way, Chantal, I'm noticing that your pupils are blasted again. So how many edibles did you take this night? You took something, girl. Your pupils are telling on you. Oh, and you know what? I feel so rude. I feel so incredibly rude. I would like to credit Orange Cat for recording the stream. Thank you, Orange Cat. And I'm going to leave a link for her video down below in the description. I always say that beginning of my videos, and for some reason it slipped my mind. My mind is everywhere. Apologies, Orange Cat. Apologies. But I'm going to leave a link for her video down below in the description.
There were some streams I did, yeah. I enjoyed before.
Yeah, but you don't enjoy eating anymore. I remember back in the day when you would go for that fast food. You were excited. You were giddy to get the fast food. You love to eat. I don't think that you're happy to eat anymore. I think it's just a job. You don't get any kind of joy or happiness from food. It's just what you do to make money. Like the thrill is gone.
And cheddar. Yep. Aliens are probably not fat because they don't have McDonald's. Yeah, homemade by the restaurant. Like it's more fresh. The fast food can be fresh too. Fresh out the fryer. I took a risk biting into that.
You know what, Chantal? Keep eating that fast food, girl. Keep shoveling it in. I don't know if you're taking a trip on your birthday by yourself or with Salah, but the more you eat, the less active you are, the more weight you're going to gain, the more health problems you're going to have. If you keep going the way that you're going, the only trip you're going to be taking is to the emergency room. I mean, all this eating is just showing that nothing is really happening behind the scenes. You are totally letting go and saying, I quit. You're not even trying to give the appearance of health. This is a I quit. I don't want to try. I don't care about myself energy.
Spaceship drive-thrus. Like, if you go to a restaurant that has like an actual chef making the food, from scratch, you know, yeah, this plate didn't stand a chance. Would you marry an alien? No. Interspeciesism is weird.
You know what's crazy? I mean, you guys are seeing the amount of food that she's eating on camera. I mean, she is just putting it down, son. Imagine, like, once the camera is turned off, the request that she has to do for people off camera. So she's stuffing herself stupid on camera, and there's more of that off camera for her private clients. Chantal, how are you not sick? Like, girl, how many calories are you eating per day? What, 7,000, 10,000 plus a day? Like I said, you keep going, you won't be able to get on that plane if you're going anywhere. And this is an interesting comment in Orange Cat's chat, because I've been kind of clocking this also. Something new has been going on with Chantal when she eats. Like after she eats, she does like a cough or a hiccup or something. Yarn Enthusiast says GERD, cough, and phlegm from the noodles. Yeah, like I don't know what's going on with Foodie health-wise, but I have been noticing after she eats, she does this like, every single time.
I don't know. I like this Chinese more, I think.
You know what's crazy, Chantal? Every single time you've gone to a Chinese buffet, there's always an ER visit after. And I think I know why you do it. When you were taking trips back home to Canada, you would go to a Chinese buffet so you can have a massive B moment. And then when you go to the hospital and they check your vitals, all of your stats are jacked up. And then they can just rush you right in, give you insulin, give you fluids, and then send you on your way. It was kind of a toxic way to kind of cut the line. So you could get your levels back down, so you could leave the hospital and then do it all over again.
A lot of carbs. Joe. If Salam wanted me to be unhealthy, I wouldn't be with him.
Chantal, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about your health. He cares about the money you send him. You've done how many lives so far? Eating all this fast food? Has he called to, complain? Have concerned talks with you? No, he doesn't care. Your body, your business. His body, his business. He can't stop you from eating. You are an extreme food addict. Even if he were right there in the room, you would still continue to eat. You would tell him, don't tell me what to do. I'll do what I want. And then you would do what you want. You're an extreme addict. And if you're an extreme addict to something, no one's going to tell you no. You got to tell yourself no. But you're not going to do it. So he doesn't care if you're unhealthy. And I know this is going to sound kind of mean, y'all, but just a thought in my head. It's all it is. It's just a thought. I'm wondering if Salah is hoping that Chantal will have some sort of medical crisis, because if she does, that kind of gets him off the hook for having to talk to her or having to see her. He's just waiting for some kind of medical event to happen so that he's free of her. I just wonder that.
I wouldn't want someone who doesn't have my best interest.
There's that cough I was talking about, that hiccup every single time she eats. I wouldn't want to be around someone who doesn't have my best interest at heart. They could have the best interest for you. It doesn't matter. You're going to do what you want anyway. Even if you have somebody around that wants you to get healthy, are you going to listen? No. You're not going to listen. You're not ready to listen. Like, you have to be the change in your own life. Nobody else can change you. No one. Anybody who's ever been through addiction knows that. You can have a million people around you that care about you, want the best for you. But until you want the best for you, nothing's going to happen. You've got to be the one to say, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I want things to change. And until you make that decision, nothing happens. You could have a team of doctors, therapists, psychotherapists. You could have Dr. Now at the ready to work for free, just working on you. And until you're ready, none of that matters. But looking at you now in this footage, I'm sorry. you're not going to change. You're not. Your health is bad, your mobility is bad, and you're still eating that doggone fast food. And this is why I refuse to care for Chantal. Nope. I am not going to care for somebody that does not care for themselves. So they're not willing to turn the corner and make a change. She's an awful person. Completely awful. But I don't like the way she tries to harvest other people's sympathy, compassion, and care just for the sake of attention. Not because she's looking to change. She's harvesting other people's feelings because she wants to be the center of attention. That ain't right.
Deb. That emoji scares me. Yeah, of course my mom does. But again, I'm 40 something. You can't make anyone do anything, you know?
Right?
So?
Look at this freak in her chat. Meow Jen says, would you ever do OF boil content? Some people actually like stuff like that. Ew. I told you there are freaks in her audience. There are freaks suggesting her to do that nasty medical content. Ew.
No. I gotta buckle in, guys. Like, I have to get a little more mobile.
Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Notice all of this, I got to get healthy talk doesn't start until after she finishes her takeout. It's all gone now. Now we're talking about getting healthy after putting away like 3,000 calories in a meal. This is a frequency with Chantal. I'm going to scarf down a bunch of food and then talk about getting healthy. Girl, stop it.
I'm more healthy.
You're not. You're not. You're not. And I really wish you would stop giving the impression to people in your audience that you give a damn about your health, because you don't. You need professional help to get over this food problem. That's a fact. You can't do this on your own, Chantal. If you could, you would have. But as long as you are in the same environment that you're hurt in, as long as you have access to food, as long as you have your phone to order takeout and get delivery, as long as you're near a grocery store with plenty of food and a food court with plenty of food, as long as you're surrounded by the feedies that'll put cash in your face to do the feedie food content, they are enabling you, they're funding you, and they're encouraging you in your habit. This cycle is not going to change. You are in an unhealthy environment. You surrounded yourself with unhealthy people that are giving you monetary compensation to do self-harm content in full view of the public for their amusement and entertainment and their fetish. You can't break the cycle unless you break the cycle. That means a complete lifestyle change. You got to change what you do. You got to change who you hang out with. You got to change your habits. You got to change the places that you go, the people that you talk to, the ways you get attention, all of it. All of it. Not just part of it. All of it.
So I gotta lock in, pick a start date for reset.
Oh, really? Delete all the food apps off your phone. All of them. And stop doing the feedie content. I don't think you're going to do that, though. I mean, that's the bulk of your income, the feedie content. That's how you're paying your bills. That's how you're paying your rent. You're not going to turn those people down.
And lock in and almost go like no unhealthy carbs. Because I got to get my blood sugars under control.
Who are you telling this to? Are you telling this to the people in your audience, or are you saying this for Salah's benefit? Because like I said, he don't care. You're a cash cow. And as long as you keep giving him the milk, he don't care where it comes from. He don't care how it's made. As long as it's in the bottle and he can consume it. If you got to 1,000 pounds, he still wouldn't care. As long as you keep paying him.
And I got to, you know, it's really hard. Obviously. But
I'm about to go off on her.
I should just stay live the whole time because I don't want a B word when I'm live. I don't. I should just stay live and like until those feelings pass for like 3 days worth.
Chantal, you just had a B moment in front of us. What the F are you talking about? You just had a B moment in front of us. That wasn't a meal. Shut up. So this is where I'm about to get mad. I'm about to get loud. And I apologize to those of you in my audience. I know some of you wear headphones and earbuds. I'll lower the volume of my voice. I apologize if I got loud there, but I am frustrated with her. But I'll lower the volume. You just had a B moment right in front of us. You do this all the time. You'll sit there and purpose. I don't care what you call it, Foodie. If you call it a B moment, if you call it just overeating, both are bad for you. Being someone that you don't move, you're not active at all. And you're consuming thousands and thousands of calories. It doesn't matter if you call it a B moment or it's overeating. You're still consuming too much. And as a matter of fact, there's something that I forgot to save or I didn't see. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it. It was something on Twitter that I saved. I don't know where'd it go. I'm looking for it. Doggone it. It got removed, I think. I should have sworn I showed it my Twitter feed. Sorry for stopping. There's a condition that somebody posted about on Twitter. And I was wanting to show it to you guys. And I didn't. Y'all give me just a second to find it. Okay, I lost it. I don't know where it went to, but if I see it again, I will include it in the next video or the next live. So we're just going to go ahead and go forward.
I swear. This was like my dinner. Like I didn't even eat anything today.
That's a lie. Because if you didn't eat anything at all today, then you would have been hangry and wolfing it down. Or if you are telling the truth, if that was your first meal of the day, more than likely it's because you just got up. You sleep 10 to 12 hours a day. So maybe this is your first meal of the day.
Yeah. And I want to be happy. Like, I envision us going, you know, we'll go to a different mall, but going to a mall, shopping for like the trip.
You're not going on a trip. In your current life, you're talking about the trip. But all of your behaviors are saying, I'm not going anywhere. Because you're in your apartment, you're acting gross, you're being disgusting, lifting your leg up to fart. These are all things that Salah does not like. When you're on your best behavior, when you want to get on his good side, you behave yourself. When you're not talking to him and he's not talking to you, you act badly. And you've been acting pretty badly. So he's nowhere in the picture. And Ramadan's going to start in a couple of days. So, girl, he ain't talking to you. He ain't going on a trip with you. You just want something to talk about with people. Just give up the ghost, okay? He ain't going anywhere with you.
Getting my nails done, stuff like that, you know? Why you're using drug to begin with. At this point, Vin Dragon, teardrop.
And Chantal, you can't lie to me. Because I'm a food addict in recovery. Clearly, you're a food addict not in recovery. One addict cannot lie to another. With someone who's been there and someone who's still there, you can't lie to me, bitch. If you were really going on this trip, you would be happy. And you'd be making maybe some positive change. You'd be on your best behavior on camera. You're not. You are alone and you're self-soothing with the food. Every time you stuff your mouth full of food, you're telling on yourself. You're saying, I'm not going anywhere. This trip is a lie. It's an absolute lie. Why would Salah go on vacation with you? I mean, I already did the math. Just to go on vacation for a month will cost you about $10,000. I did the numbers. Look, I'll do them again right now. I don't care. Let's talk about it. Let's talk all about it. Let's do the numbers right here, right now. So what would it cost for Foodie Beauty to go on vacation? Let's see. Just 2 plane tickets, $600 each. That's $1,200. That's just for her. Then while she's away, she's got to make her rent, right? To have a home to come back to. That's $2,000. Then on top of that, we've got her food. What is her food bill for the month? Well, the last time she was in Canada, when somebody asked her how much money she was spending on food, she said about $4,000. So I think it's actually more, but we'll go for $4,000, right? So already we are up to 4,000 plus 2,000 plus 1,200. That is $7,200. Okay. Then you got to figure in money for taxis to get back and forth to places for a month. That's money. I don't know how much that would be. But then you also got to figure in Salah. He's not working for free. So add another $1,000, $2,000 on top of that for putting up with Foodie. So what are we up to right now? Like 4 plus 2 is 6, 2008, $1,200, $9,200. $10,000 minimum. That's not including medical costs. Because if she goes somewhere, she's going to eat until she makes herself sick. There might be some clinic visits. Minimum $10,000. Do you got 10K? I don't think you have $10,000. And if he has it, he doesn't want to spend it on you. He's not going to spend $10,000 to be held hostage in a hotel room with you for a month, listening to your nagging, listening to you being miserable, having diarrhea and farting all night. No. So all this trip talk, let's just shut up about it, right? Okay, let's just shut up about it. It ain't going to happen. You ain't going nowhere except for the emergency room.
It's just, honestly, just like physiologically, it's like a dependency. And whenever you remove that comfort away, it's a comfort for every situation in life. When you remove it, you panic and you go through.
This is her trying to elicit sympathy and her basically say that if you have a food addiction, it's impossible to change. If that's the case, Chantal, why is it that other people in the world have had problems with food and they've conquered them? You're right. Food can become a comfort. If you've got emotional anchors attached to food, it makes it difficult to let go of. But that's true of any addiction. If it's an emotional thing for you, if it becomes an emotional thing, it's tough to deal with. In your case, food is your everything. It's your absolute everything. It's your companion. It is your partner. It is your friend. It's your comfort. It's your love. I think the most monumental task for you, since food is your absolute everything, it comforts you, it entertains you, it gives you happiness. Your big task would be to find a thing or a set of things that give you just as much joy as food. Neighbors are home. The neighbors are here. Um, it's going to be tough for you to find something that makes you as happy as food does. And I also know another reason why you're so attached to food, because food won't reject you. It won't turn you away. It's a comfort because there's no possible route of rejection. So you'll hold on to it with all your might, but it's not your friend. It is not your friend. It is not your partner. You want to know why your relationships don't work? Because you've already got an ongoing relationship with the wrong thing, with your addiction. And as long as that relationship is really strong, then other relationships are going to be really weak and they're going to suffer. And I'm not just talking about relationships with men. I'm talking about relationships you might try to have with people who might be your friends or want to be your friends, or relationships with pets or your family. Any other relationship is going to suffer and suffer badly. But you already know this. I don't have to tell you anything. Once you choose addiction, once you wrap your arms around addiction, you wrap them around tight. You got a chokehold on addiction. Addiction gets a chokehold on you, and everything else around you and it start to crumble. But here's where I get pissed off. You coming online and saying that addiction is impossible to beat. Not true. Even food addiction, not true. I'm on top of mine. How come you can't get on top of yours? Because you don't want to. You're not ready to let it go. Food isn't just an addiction. It's a monetary thing. It's how you make money. It's what you're known for. It's where you put your ego and your pride. It's how you get attention. You like the attention. You like the money. And all of that is connected to your food addiction. So you don't want to let the addiction go, because if you do, that means no attention that way for you. No money made like that for you. So you hold on to all three. Your choices, you're making a choice, which lead to consequences, which then become your karma.
Like literal withdrawals, not dangerous life, not like a drug withdrawal or alcohol, but it's uncomfortable and it's psychologically very taxing. So you need to be clean. You need to go clean, for a certain amount of time and suffer through it. But I've done that a few times in
No,
my
you
life.
haven't. When? I've been watching you for years. You'll go a few days and be on some so-called diet or water fasting, and then within like 72 hours, you're done with it. And then you have your B moments. But you haven't really tried. And you've never gone to therapy. You've never gone to inpatient to really straighten it out.
And yeah, food, just since I'm a kid, has always been there. And I've never realized I had a problem until I started YouTube, because
You're lying. because you've done other live streams where you said, I've had this problem for over 20 years, and you've only been on YouTube for 10. And then you've also told us stories about how your family took you to places to get on top of the problem, and you just fought back. Part of recovery is accountability. I've been listening to you for years. I haven't heard accountability. I haven't seen it in your eyes. You always walk around it. And until that happens, you're not going to change.
I never realized what, like, it was a big issue. I just thought, like, oh, I'm just whatever. Like, I didn't think of it as like an eating disorder or, and the hardest thing is that you have to eat. Like, you don't have to eat crap, but it's like ingrained in our culture. I'm looking up the.
I'm going to get personal for a minute, and this is not me dumping on anybody, just explaining something. Let me tell you a little bit of background about me, just a little bit. We're not going to go into, tons of detail. Look, I grew up around people that had substance problems. I had a father that he wasn't an alcoholic, but when he drank, he was mean. He would get mean. Same thing with my brother. It's because of that I don't like to be around alcohol. I don't drink. Me and alcohol just don't get along. But beyond that, as I got older, being a teenager and whatnot, I saw other people get messed up. And I said to myself, no, it's not for me. Substances tend to bring out what I call a person's shadow self. And usually the shadow self is not nice. It's really rare when you meet someone that gets on a substance and they are happy and pleasant to be around and cool. Most of the time, if there's any kind of inner frustration or problems or angry triggers, they are present in the shadow self, in the darker self. The shadow self is destructive, is chaotic, is just nasty. So seeing all that growing up, I made it my business to not get addicted to anything. And the food problem snuck up on me. It did. It snuck up on me and it got past my defenses, because you don't look at food as something you can get addicted to. You don't look at it as being dangerous. You don't look at it in the same vein as, say, alcohol or drugs. So it snuck past my wall of defense, and I ended up becoming a food addict. It snuck up on me at a time when I had the perfect storm going on. I was going through depression, going through menopause, and also my marriage was breaking apart. Perfect storm of those three all together. And then I became a food addict, and it took me 6 years to get on the other side of it. So Chantal, please stop blaming it on cultural things, okay? Because there are lots of people that live around fast food restaurants and eat fast food, and they don't go to town on the stuff. You could have a candy bar and you could have a cupcake. You just got to learn to stop yourself. It took me 6 years to understand, food is not my friend. And it's not solving anything. It's not solving any problems. It's just making more problems. If you start out with emotional problems or psychological problems, you start out with 1 or 2 problems and you end up with 20. It's not a friend. It's just something you put on a plate. And food should be treated with respect. It's there to taste good, but also to give you energy to go out and do things and live. It's not to be consumed so much so that it stops you from living, that it gets in the way of your living. And you overconsume food to the point where you can't go out and live. You can't enjoy your life. Your own body has become your own prison. And there are so many people around you waving cash around that like you being that way. They want you to imprison yourself and make the prison get bigger because that's what gets them off. And you are more than happy to make them happy at the same time you yourself are unhappy. Again, choices, you're making those choices. But I'm sick to death of your doggone excuses. Oh, it's impossible. I can't do anything. Yes, you could. You just don't want to. Just say it. I don't want to do anything about my health. Just come on camera and say to people, those of you in my audience that care about me and my health, leave right now. I'm just going to frustrate you. You're just going to get mad. I am just here to eat my food, and anybody who's on board with that, stay. And those of you who aren't, please leave, because you're just going to get upset with me. Just come on camera, eat, and shut up and stop talking about your health issues that nobody can do anything about. Okay? And thanks.
The window right now and I can see 5 restaurants. You know what I mean? Montana's, East Sides.
So she's blaming her food problem on it's if something happens to me, it's not me, it's them. That's what she's doing right now. If something happens to me, it was them. It's the fault of the food courts. It's the fault of the restaurants because they're just there. You chose to live there. I believe you picked the place that you live based on the fact that you were close to your food. You wanted that apartment because it was close to food. It was close to the green store, and it was close to the food. You were thinking about your addictions when you chose that apartment.
Even the movie theater has a bunch of junk, outtakes.
And just because the food court is there, just because the movie theater is there, doesn't mean you have to go. And if you care about your health, you'd stay away from those places and just eat healthy food. Stop whining and crying about, it's their fault. They're right there. They're responsible. No, you are responsible for what you put in your own mouth. And you can easily say no.
Big rig. You know, it's like, thank God, well, there's no fast food in sight, but usually you can see the golden arches everywhere. It's everywhere. Everywhere. Every day in your face. And it's so accessible. You know what I mean? Imagine if you needed, let's just say for comparison, imagine you needed heroin to live every day.
Addiction is addiction, no matter what the addiction is. Whether it's to an illegal substance or a legal substance, addiction is addiction, and addiction is harmful. And if left unchecked, it can be lethal. I will agree with Chantal on one thing, that having addiction to food, it's difficult. It is, it's difficult. How in the world do you stop something, an addiction to something, if you have to keep consuming it? See, that was the question that I had to find the answer for. And that it took me a long time. How do you stop an addiction to something that you have to keep consuming? And I had to figure it out on my own. And the answer was, you got to give respect to food. You don't need that much to function. You don't need like 3 or 4 plates of food. You can easily do with smaller portions. And there's all kinds of tricks to get the smaller portions in, like throw away all the big bowls and plates in your house. Use smaller plates, smaller bowls, smaller glasses, because you can only put so much in them or on them. And then once you have consumed whatever it is in that glass or on that plate, it gives you a moment to pause and go, do I really need more? You can actually think about, am I full versus being over full? You can just, am I satisfied? Yeah, I think I'm satisfied. I think I'll stop right here. Eating more soups and stews, which are basically water, helps to fill up the volume in your stomach. eating things that make you feel full, healthy things. I mean, there's all kinds of little tricks. Playing the switch out game. If you have a favorite food that's unhealthy, finding something healthier with a similar texture or a similar taste, that helps. It's fun playing the switch out game. I like mashed potatoes, but they're not really good for me. What can I do that feels like mashed potatoes or tastes like mashed potatoes but aren't potatoes? I know, cauliflower mash. And I've had it, y'all, and it's delicious. You can make cauliflower rice. It's all kinds of stuff you can do. But you got to try. She doesn't want to try. And her feedies don't want her to try either. They're too busy making her fat.
A little bit of it. Like, how hard would it be to control that? When the very thing that you're addicted to, you need to live. But the good thing,
you do need food to live. But if you're eating nothing but processed garbage, that isn't the food you need to live category. It's just garbage. There's no nutrients in it. There are no vitamins. There's no minerals. There's no nothing. You're just throwing a bag of garbage down your throat. And then your body looks at it and says, well, thanks, I guess, for the bulk. We're going to send that directly down to the large intestine, but we're still hungry. It is possible to eat a bunch of fast food and be starving at the same time. Why? Because there's no vitamins or minerals or anything in that food. So even though you're eating 10 million calories, technically you're still starving because your body is looking for the nutrients that ain't there. And what does that lead to? You feeling hungry and wanting more food. And then you toss down more garbage down your throat. And then you feel hungry because your body is saying, we need something else, please. And it's not getting it. You're still starving. Your body wants the stuff that you ain't giving it.
The thing is that I'm not addicted to healthy food. It's only the highly palatable foods, you know?
Yeah, and the food industry does that on purpose. They purposely put chemicals in your food to make you addicted to it, to make it addictive, so you eat more. It's a thing. There was a documentary that I watched long ago called Hungry for Change. The food industry is evil. They purposely put chemicals in food to make you addicted to it so you'll eat more and you'll keep consuming more of their product. It's true. Take a look at the documentary Hungry for Change and you'll see.
Oh, let me get my other phone because I can't scroll up. It's very accessible. Yeah.
You know what? Let me tell you something, Foodie. That phone in your hand is not your friend. The Postmates, the Uber Eats apps, the food apps, not your friend. Not helpful. Because food is just that easy to get. Those things are not your friend. And if you cared about your health, you wouldn't be ordering through that stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can't be addicted to healthy food. What you can get addicted to is a healthy addiction, I guess, but I never get there. I never give it enough time.
The only, you know what? If your feedies wanted the healthy food, you would eat the healthy food. But no feedie wants the healthy food. They want the unhealthy food. They don't want you eating healthy stuff. That's the point. Their fetish is not to make you healthy or have you eat healthy. They want you completely unhealthy and getting more and more sick. Hey, Chantal, did you know that part of the feedie fetish has to do with domination and control? It's true. Look it up if you want to. It's a form of domination and control. Some extreme feedies force feed those that are being fed. You know what I'm actually surprised by? The fact that you haven't come on camera and done the funnel feeding. And yeah, chat, that is actually a thing. People being fed through a funnel. Maybe she does that off camera for the feedies. I'm sure they've asked her for it. Maybe drinking sauces and whatnot. But it's a form of domination and control. They're controlling you with their request. They're controlling you with pumping you full of fast food, knowing that you'll buckle and you'll accept the money and do the request and get more sick for their benefit. The ones that are paying you, they would never ruin their own health, but they'll watch you ruin yours. You got the death fat feedies in your audience that they're funding this, they're enabling this, they're encouraging this, and you think those people are your friends. You call girl world haters? No, girl, you got it backwards. The people who are the worst haters are the ones who are encouraging you in your addiction. As much as I don't like you, I wouldn't encourage you in your addiction because I know how addiction is evil. I wouldn't wish that upon you. You already have it though. But the worst haters are the ones who wear friendly faces in your own chat. And yet, as sick as you are, you won't call them out. You won't yell at them. You won't tell them to go kick rocks when they want you to eat unhealthy food. You won't tell them to shut up. You'll only go off on people that speak out against what you do. But the people that encourage you to become sick, those are your worst enemies. But the number one worst enemy is you, not us. You're hurting yourself.
You need, yes, very strong mind and discipline. Because there's no other way about it. No matter what tool helps you get there, you have to combine it with discipline and willpower. Or, addicted to walking. You can get addicted to the high you get from being after exercise. And I notice after I do sweat and I do exercise, you just feel so good. But it's really hard. And it doesn't take my body long. Like a good week of just clean eating and moving every day will greatly improve things for me. Even
okay, stop right there, Foodie. This is not a case of you just want to lose 20 pounds. So just diet for a week and the 20 pounds will be gone. You do understand that you have a severe addiction and that requires a lifestyle change for the rest of your life, right? You can't just do something for a week or a month or a year and then go back to what you were doing. No. Complete lifestyle change, inside and outside. Changing so many things, the way you eat, the way you think, your habits, all of it. For the rest of your life, you got to commit to it. You don't want to. This is not some fad diet you can get on and it fixes the problem. No, lifestyle change.
Just a week, watch. We're going to do the experiment.
What? No experiments. There's no experimenting here. Either want to fix your addiction or you don't. Very simple.
There's people afraid of any processed food. That's true. But it's not like an addiction, like you're just eating to live basically at that point. Like you're an exercise addict. Yeah. Of course I do want to be like more fit. And because I'll feel sexier and I'll feel more attractive, inside of myself.
See, your problem, Foodie, is that you want change to happen quickly and without work and discomfort. You want your body to be magically healed, in shape within a week. It took you years to get yourself to the point where you are now. It's going to take a while to fix it if you want to fix it. It can't happen in a week. It can't happen in a month. It can't happen in 6 months. You are like 400 plus pounds overweight. It's going to take you years to get down to a weight where you can actually move. And I'm sure you got health problems that can't be completely all the way healed. They can only be managed with proper diet and exercise and supervision. Like, you just can't fix everything in a week as much as you want to.
Self and more confident, and confidence is sexy. No, I can't do Ozempic. It's not covered, and
No, she can't do Ozempic. Because when she did Ozempic before, it was covered by insurance. Ozempic is expensive, y'all. And it wouldn't work for her anyway. She was on Ozempic and she stopped taking it because she couldn't have her B moments. She had the moment to do it, but she let go of it. And honestly, it would not fix everything, because the most weight you might lose on Ozempic is like 15, 20 pounds. She needs to lose more than that.
I've been on it before, but yeah, the trip is a goal for sure. Over exercising, she's 80 pounds and 52. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can get addicted to over exercising. Actually, it's part of like a disorder, eating disorder, yeah. It's like an obsession. A short-term goal all the time.
The only time I've seen Chantal lose weight is when she was seeing Natter and she was on the Coca-Cola. She did lose weight, but she would have lost more weight had she not had B moments after doing the Coca-Cola. She still kept weight on. Did a crap load of Coca-Cola, but then she would stay like up all day. And then at night she would do the edibles, which would do what? It would make her eat. So she lost about 50 to 70 pounds. That's it.
No.
And then she gained it all back. And then some.
We won't be rescheduling. That's the thing. Well, the doctor told me that like they don't cover it now for unless you're like a certain age. But I'll look into it anyways, Shades. Oh, really, Inu? That's amazing. Good job. Usually on Saturdays I've been, yeah. Homemade tuna, nice. How do you feel?
Like, anybody in her chat that give a crap about Foodie, you really give a crap. You're not a feedie. I'm telling you, you should just jump off this ship right now before it completely sinks, because it's sinking. She doesn't care about her health. She's never taken it seriously, despite how sick she is. She doesn't give a damn. She's not ready to make a change. As long as she's got people in her audience paying her for the feedy content, as long as she comes on camera eating the fast food, I mean, there's your answer right there in front of you. Want to know if she cares? She's telling you how much she doesn't care.
Let's lock in. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, my hip hurts. He doesn't work out, but he's active throughout the day and stuff. I don't really think about having a car. Not really. Especially since having the scooter. I find it fun to just like whiz around. It does help. helps me get out even, I mean, obviously, like,
You know, Foodie, I'm thinking of something in peculiar right now. I remember back when you were in Kuwait and you had to rely on Salah to get you fast food. That kind of limited your occasions to go get fast food. And then he got sick of always having to go out at night to get your fast food. You bugging him at like 2 o'clock in the morning to go get you food. And he just handed you the keys to the Timu mobile and said, here, go get it yourself. The moment he handed you those keys, it was a ticket to ride. You were going all over town, going to those fast food restaurants, and you gained weight a lot faster. Now, here we are in Canada. You're in an apartment close to a food court, close to a grocery store, close to restaurants, close to a movie theater, close to all the stuff you like. And you got a scooter, which discourages you from moving. Another ticket to ride to your addictions. You're always trying to find ways to not be active and burn the calories and make sure that the calories stay all surrounding you.
I'd like to not need it, but I'd probably still use it because I have it and I can go further distances. Yeah. Yeah. Little tubby. Yeah, meow. That's what I was doing, and it was satisfying. It's just then the head hunger kicks in. Physically, the food I was eating was satisfying. Like when I was eating that chicken and I would make
Okay, what she's talking about with the head hunger, that is the addiction voice. It's actually a thing. I know that voice. I know it, Foodie. That's the addiction demon in your head telling you to eat. It's very manipulative. It's inside your head. It knows what to say. It knows your thoughts. It knows your weaknesses. And it will out reason you. It will out logic you. It whispers in your head. It'll put thoughts in your mind. Like, you were good today. You've been asleep for 12 hours. You deserve a pizza. And that voice changes on your mood. Like if you're happy, then it's happy. If you're angry, it's angry. If you're upset, it takes advantage. That addiction voice can get real nasty, almost like a bully in your head. You can get those thoughts like, nobody cares about you. Nobody loves you. Nobody's here. Might as well eat that cake. Because who gives a doggone about how you look anyway? Go ahead and do it. Do it. Yeah, you have thoughts like that. That addiction monster is an SOB that knows what to say in your head, and you can't get away from it. And you have to find ways to make it shut up. You got to fight back, but you don't fight back against yours. So that head hunger you're talking about, you're not hungry in your head. You don't feel the hunger in your head. That's just the voice like talking to you, trying to persuade you how to act. That's all that is.
Big plate of veggies with like a little bit of butter and like Parmesan cheese and tons of seasonings. Just a huge plate of veggies is what I want to do. Like mix like broccoli, carrots, Brussels sprouts, like all kinds of veggies. Then have like a protein and like some healthy fats. You got to combine it, but I don't want to do groceries again. Like I'm just going to eat what I have here for now. I'm tired of doing groceries all the time. That's part of it too, the cycle, You want to over restrict, so you just buy healthy, clean shit. You go from like 100 to 0.
No. And now that's the bad way to do it. You can't go from extreme eating to healthy eating in one day. You just can't do it, y'all. Because that addiction voice will get loud. It will get nasty. It's like a toddler in your head screaming. And to make it shut up, you got to give it something. So you got to taper off. It's got to be gradual. You got to just ease it down a bit until it's not so noisy. You can't go from extreme eating to healthy eating all in one day. No, 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 no. And you got to have therapy. You got to do the head work as well as the body work. She's never done the head work. Hence why she fails.
And then the next day you're rationalizing the food, and you're ordering like, all kinds of junk.
That's why you need professional help.
And normal people eat a mix of the two without even thinking about it. Yeah, the THC, I didn't think I was gonna be able to do that.
And there is a comment in Orange Cat's chat that I'd like to dispute. Yarn Enthusiast says she would have been fast-tracked for WLS due to her health conditions. She would have had it by now. I politely and respectfully disagree. I do. I'm sorry, Yarn Enthusiast. I politely and respectfully disagree. And let me tell you why. Chantal has a myriad of health problems. Her lungs, her heart, her kidneys, her liver, her diabetes, which makes any wound slow to heal, her high blood pressure. She might have other things going on. She would be high risk to put on the table and get off the table alive. On top of that, no doctor, knowing about her food addiction, is going to give her weight loss surgery. No one's going to operate on her, knowing that she's got an active food addiction. Because let's think about it. Let's just say she got the lap band surgery or stomach stapling. That means her stomach is going to be reduced down to the size of a teacup, right? It's going to be very small. She's going to be very limited to the amount of food she can put in. But just because your stomach is stapled doesn't mean the addiction voice in your head is going to shut up. It won't. So let's just say Chantal got on the table and got off the table after surgery. Then she's got a teacup stomach. The voice is still going to be active, and it's still going to be saying, fill me up. Fill up that stomach. If she tries, she's just going to make herself sick. Or she's going to rupture her stomach and have to go back into surgery. When you get weight loss surgery, and I've talked to a few people that have had it, again, whole lifestyle change. You go to a doctor, they want to see that you are on the right track so that the surgery they do on you, it's going to stick. You've already done the work. You've got the psych exam, like your 2 weeks of a liquid diet before the surgery even happens to make sure that your gut's not full of waste. They want to see that you're exercising and you're eating the right foods before they even think of operating on you. And then after the surgery is over, no more carbonated drinks. Can't have those. And she loves her carbonated drinks. Like she's going to have to say no to the things that she likes. Certain things you can't eat or drink after weight loss surgery. So no doctor would ever put her on the table. She would DIE if they tried. And even if she didn't, she's still going to have the food addiction. Nobody can cut that out of your head. So no, they're not going to give you her WLS. Just wouldn't work. So I politely and respectfully disagree. Doctors will not give that kind of surgery to someone with an active, extreme food problem because they know that The problem is not the stomach, it's in your head. And that's what therapy is for.
Mm-hmm. I can't have it in the house. I, for me, chocolate, my mind goes to like, okay, I'm gonna like eat. I have to eat all this food at once now because I have to get rid of it.
Yep. And what do? When you go grocery shopping, most of what you get is your favorite snack foods. What have I said for years, chat? I've said, as a former food addict, if you can reach out your hand and touch it, it's too close. Haven't I said that? That when it comes to your favorite foods, the safest place for them to be is outside your house, at the grocery store. Because if you're having a craving, if you're wanting to have a bee moment and it's in the house, you're going to have a bee moment. But if it's at the grocery store, you start thinking about, okay, I want such and such. Where is the such and such? Well, I got to get my clothes on. I got to get in the car. I got to go to the store. I got to put it in the cart. I got to go to the cashier and pay for it and then bring it home. There's like 10 to 12 steps to getting what you want versus just walking across the room. And even worse for her, she's got a phone with apps on it. So even if it's not in the house, within 15 minutes, it could be at her house. She's got access to food 24/7. So all those little grocery runs they're just basically munchie runs. She'll buy like 4 bags of groceries and go through all of them in a single day.
You know? And then I would make myself sick trying to eat all of it.
Yep.
Like I would plan it. Like I would be all excited. Like, okay, later tonight I'm going to have this and, you know?
Yep. So let me ask y'all something. She just described it. She plans it, and then she's all happy about, oh, I'm going to get my food. And then she eats it. Is that any different than someone who's on an illegal substance? Like they have this whole routine, this ritual of getting to whatever it is they're addicted to. You know, like they plan it. They plan on getting their fix, and then they get their fix, and then they do their fix, and then they're happy for a minute, and then they're not happy because the high is over, and then lather, rinse, repeat. Is it any different than any illegal substance? It really isn't. Food, rugs, they can all be lethal. They can all be dangerous. Any addiction is dangerous. I mean, look what hers is doing to her.
Am I healing? I think so.
No, you're not. You're gaslighting yourself into thinking, I can fix myself. I can fix this. You can't. You really can't. Take it from somebody who knows. You can't. You can't fix you. And you won't reach out for help either.
A little bit. It's still very swollen and inflamed. Greek style chicken. Yeah, chicken is very satisfying. I love chicken.
Really I don't know if you're gonna watch this reaction, Tall, but I'm just gonna put this in your vision. Just something to know. It takes 3,500 calories to make 1 pound of fat. A woman of your age and at your height should be consuming about, I would say, healthy, between maybe 1,500, 1,600 calories a day. You being 42 years old, about to be 43, to maintain 500 pounds, which is, you're more than that, you're eating easily 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 calories a day. Do the math, Chantal. You're gaining a pound plus a day. So that means you can easily gain 30 pounds plus a month, depending on how many calories you eat. You're doing everything to gain weight and nothing to lose weight. It's calories in versus calories out. Now, the body needs a certain amount of calories to function, but you're way over that. You know you are. So all those excess calories get turned into fat. And here's another thing for you. Did you know, and this is for anybody out there, that if you're not getting the proper sleep, that can contribute to weight gain because your body produces the hormone cortisol, which is the fat hormone. If you don't get enough sleep, that can cause you to gain weight. And it makes sense, doesn't it? Because if you're not getting proper sleep and you wake up in the morning tired, what do? You crave carbs, don't you? You want that sugar. Your body's saying, I'm tired, don't make me work. So your body reaches for things to give it energy to function throughout the day, which can cause weight gain because you're carb loading. That's all she does is carb load. She's a carb addict. So you're doing everything right for weight gain. You're not moving. You're eating very carb, sugar heavy foods, no activity, which is making you feel sluggish. You're trying to overcompensate by drinking coffee, which is a diuretic, by the way. You're depleting your body of water and fluid, which makes you do what? Drink more water. You shoot your blood sugar up to the roof. And if you're a diabetic, you get endless thirst because your blood sugar is too high, just trying to rinse all that out. Like, this is a disaster waiting to happen. But you're gaining a pound plus a day, every day, every freaking day. And you're already at 500 plus pounds. How much bigger do you think you can get? You get another 100 plus pounds, Chantal, you will be bedbound.
Boogie, yeah. He is, yeah. So is Tammy. I've been around the same weight for so long.
No, you're gaining. You're gaining. Take the filters off and look at yourself. You are not the same weight. Look at your videos from like a year ago. Big difference, Chantal. Go ahead and go look. Look at how you looked a year ago versus what you look like now. You've gained weight, girl. A lot of it.
I've never been over 400. I remember
in your head, you are well over 400 right now. Stop it. Stop it. You were on TikTok telling a guy, he asked you how much you weigh. You said 425. You're over 400 now.
weighing 402 was the
You are over 500 pounds. If I'm lying, I'll eat Natter's cooking with a smoothie. That's how much I know I'm right.
highest I've ever been, which is very heavy. Honestly, I don't think I would survive 600 pounds at my height and my health problems.
You are over 500. You are.
The all or nothing. Yes. If I eat one bad thing, I shift right into, well, I already ruined the day. Yeah, and it's like a warm hug. It's like the food, like, you know what I mean? It's like, just give in. It's Shaitan speaking. Weight loss surgery, yeah. My doctor is going to be back on Monday. I was thinking of asking him about it, but
no, forget it. Ain't going to happen. You know you're not a candidate for weight loss surgery. You would not agree to blood tests or exams or anything for WLS. You would not agree to a psych exam. And once they found out about your food problem, they go, nope, no, ma'am. You better go to therapy and get that fixed. Before you think about WLS, you better get that blood sugar under control because we can't give you surgery like that. Not going to happen.
Thank you.
And I like this comment in Orange Cat's chat. Stormy H871 says years ago at the villa, she said that she would never lose weight because of the saggy skin. So I think it's vanity also. I agree. Because when you are very, very big, when you start to lose weight, you do have a lot of loose skin. So she would have to have multiple surgeries if she got WLS, or if she lost weight. At some point, she would want to get skin removal surgery, which might be costly. So she would rather keep the weight on than deal with a smaller frame and a lot of loose skin that have to be removed by a surgeon.
I really just, I'm making mashed potatoes. Yum. Mashed potatoes are so good. Discipline Beezers. You gain half the weight back. Yeah, even though statistically the surgery has a higher yield of people keeping the weight off, a lot of people don't gain. A lot of people do gain some weight back, at least. Maybe not all, but some. But some is better than all. The fat passes straight through. Yeah, that's why diarrhea bees. Yeah. That's the thing. No matter what, you need discipline, to a degree. Yeah, I gotta ask about a psych assessment, but sometimes it's like friggin' a year or 6 months, or Katie's gaining hers back. Really? Nice, Glitter Queen. Good for her. I don't know, streamer and viewer at this point. But I'm still gonna try and figure it out.
You can't. You need professional help.
It does feel good. You feel really.
You know what I keep hearing, Chantal? This is an observation. You know what I keep hearing from you? I created this problem, but I want other people to solve the problem for me. I don't want to put the work in. I don't want to go through any sweating or discomfort or pain. I just want it to magically go away. I want Ozempic to fix it. I want a surgeon to fix it. I don't want to do the work to fix it. I just want someone or something to come along, wave a magic wand, and I'm 120 pounds or 200 pounds or 300 pounds, whatever you want. You don't want to fix it. You want someone else to fix it. No one can fix it for you.
Really good. You don't realize how good you feel, I'm sure, until you get there, and I've never been there. But I'm sure I won't miss feeling sick. I have sleep apnea, diabetes, all kinds of shit, and it's still not enough, it seems. 19 to 210. I don't know what my goal weight would be. To get under 300, and then after that maybe 250, and then, like 50 pounds at a time. All the haters need to remember we all want to hang out with Chantal time and time again.
So you just sat there and had a B moment in front of people, right in front of people. And now you're like, pity poor me, feel sympathy for me. I got a problem with food. I don't feel sympathy for you, because for years you had the ability, the tools, the resources to fix it, and you've chosen not to. You keep making the choice to lean into the problem versus fix the problem. So forgive me if I don't have sympathy. When you've had the money, and the time and the resources and the people around you that could have helped you turn it all around. And instead, you'd rather spend the money on stuff you don't need and give attention to people that are making the problem worse and paying you to keep it going. You know what I think, Chantal, and this is just a thought. I think part of the reason why you stay as big as you are is because you look like an oversized infant. And I know you have the adult baby clients. I'm sure they just love that. You talk like a child. You look like an overgrown, swaddled toddler. Are you catering to them? Like, have you tailored your body to satisfy these adult baby clients? I think so. I really think so. Like, you fit that fetish image for them.
Hang out, bees. Yeah. Colonoscopy. Yeah, I should ask about being referred for one, eh? And yes, I will record my post-colonoscopy gas. I'm just joking. P, can you record my post-colonoscopy? Imagine. Hey, Cocoa Pickles, boo-boo eyes.
You know, I'm curious about something. I'm going to go look something up. Give me just a moment. Okay, I just looked something up. I was wondering, is there a weight limit for weight loss surgery? I just put the question in Google. This is the AI summary. It says to determine the maximum weight for weight loss surgery, WLS, consider the following factors. Consult with healthcare professionals to assess individual health conditions. Review the specific criteria set by the surgical program or facility. Understand that BMI, body mass index, is a key factor in eligibility. Consider any comorbidities that may affect surgical outcomes. Discuss weight loss goals and expectations with your surgeon. Be aware that different procedures may have varying weight limits. I'm sure there is a weight limit for WLS, and they would have to consider her BMI, and her BMI is terrible. So, like, there's a lot of reasons why she will never get weight loss surgery.
You gotta clean your apartment? Has it gotten bad? I hate cleaning sometimes.
And another factor, Bella Italian in Orange Cat's chat says, no doctors will touch you, Foodie, nor any anesthetician. Doctor will put you under anesthesia. You are too high risk. Exactly.
Gal and Alexa. What is this? Who all over my bowel? Don't quit. Yeah. If you quit, that's it. Cocoa Pickle. Why are you boo boo eyes? What did you hear her? Vivi. What's this? It's called a widow basket. She looks like Epstein.
Oh, that is so gross. Why are you comparing your cat to Epstein, you freak?
Oh, don't say that. Snacks, kitty. No snacks. His wife could eat shit out of Rudolph with her back legs. All I hear is and I know she's beating up Rudolph. Like, leave Rudolph alone. Oh, there's Shamrock Shakes out. You love Peppa? Let me check something here. You too, Dr. Blackburn. Because we're going to do a watch party later. I'm going to do them once a week on Saturdays.
Okay, you know what? The stream is about over. She's just winding down. So we're done here. Hope you guys have enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.